Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Casa de Evan, where I am going to be playing a 2,000-point battle between my Dark Angels and Evan's, Aeldari forces. So a little sampler of every single pointy-eared space elf that is possible. We are going to be playing the ITC missions because we are actually on a team together for the ATC, which is going to be coming up in July. So I happen to be up here in up here in Virginia, and he lives near where my in-laws live. So I contacted him and said, "Do you want to play a game?" He said yes. So that's why we were playing here today. So we decided to get together. I'm trying out a few tweaks to a possible tournament list, and he wanted to get some exercise with some of the new pointy-eared space elves to give them a try and see what they could possibly do. So that's what we are doing here as a game. We are going to be playing the Itc Mission Number Two, which has 3 objectives. So you've got one over here, one in the middle, and then one back there, and it's the same thing. So you got to hold an objective, you got to kill something, whoever holds more gets an extra point, whoever kills more gets an extra point, and then you have the secondaries. I chose Big Game Hunter, I chose Headhunter, and I chose Old School, and Evan chose Headhunter, Old School, and Death by 1,000 Cuts, which means he has to kill, for every 3 units that he kills in a turn, he gets a point for that. So that's the mission that we're going to be playing. The story that we got here, a little backwards than I usually do, but the story that we got going on here is that these Aeldari forces were operating in the same sector, and with all of these, the word that's been going out about the Inari, the awakening of a new Aeldari god, they decided to get together and try to see if they could put aside their differences. So the Dark Eldar, the Harlequins, and the Craftworlds forces got together to see if they could put aside their differences with this new awakening of the Aeldari forces and see what they could do. Word got back to the Imperium, and the Dark Angels happened to be in this sector and were sent to go quash this before it became too much of an issue. So that is the mission and the story that we are going to be playing there. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out today.
So for the Dark Angels, I'll be running a battalion detachment, a spearhead detachment, and a vanguard detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment, we have Azrael and a lieutenant. We have 3 5-man scout squads with bolters. We have a dark shroud. And for the vanguard detachment, we have a librarian with a force sword. We have a company ancient. We have a 3-man aggressor squad with bolt storm gauntlets. We have 2 5-man reaver squads with grav shoots. One squad has bolt carbines, the other squad has combat knives. Then for the spearhead detachment, we have a talon master. We have 2 5-man devastator squads. Each squad has 2 heavy bolters and 2 las cannons. And last but not least, we have 2 8-man hellblaster squads. And for the Aeldari, he'll be running 2 battalions and a spearhead detachment. Leading off the spearhead detachment here, we have a Dark Eldar spearhead led by an Archon with a husk blade. And we have 3 Ravagers with 3 disintegrator cannons each. For the Craftworld battalion, we have a Warlock and a Farseer. We have 2 5-man Dire Avenger squads with Exarchs and a 5-man Ranger squad. We have 2 3-man Dark Reaper squads. The Exarchs have Tempest launchers. And we have a Wave Serpent with twin scatter lasers, shuriken cannon, and spirit stones. Then for the Harlequin battalion detachment, we have a Shadow Seer and a Troop Master with a fusion pistol and power sword. We have 3 5-man troops. One has 4 fusion pistols and Harlequin's kisses. One has 5 with fusion pistols, and one has all Harlequin's caresses and 1 with a fusion pistol. And last but not least, we have 3 Star Weavers with 2 shuriken cannons each.
All right, so those are the armies that are going to be fighting out today. Going over deployment, I've got my Dark Shroud, I've got my Talon Master, I've got my Librarian, Azrael, I've got my Company Ancient over here. The Company Ancient is the one that just has a regular ballistic skill and weapon skill that they fight, not the 2+1 that you get with with the other ones. And then I've got the 2 Hellblaster squads and the aggressors all here in this little bubble o' death. I've got a Devastator squad over here in cover. I've got another Devastator squad in cover over here along with my lieutenant. I've got a squad of scouts over on this side, a squad of scouts inside over here, and a squad of scouts over here. My 2 Reaver squads are in Deep Strike Reserve. Going over deployment now for the Aeldari here. We've got his Rangers back over here on the objective. We've got his Star Weaver over here with one of the troops inside. We've got the 2 other Star Weavers here with their 2 troops inside. This one has the Troop Master in it. This one has the Shadow Seer. Yeah, I got it. We got a squad of Dark Reapers back over here. We've got the Wave Serpent over here with the 2 Dire Avenger squads and the Farseer and the Warlock. Yeah, I remembered. Inside there. We've got his Archon back over here, who's going to be his Warlord, and he placed in Deep Strike Reserve. And the other Dark Reapers are back inside of here. He put in Deep Strike Reserve everything else, so the 3 Ravagers, as well as... Oh, it's just the 3 Ravagers. So it's the 3 Ravagers are in Deep Strike Reserve. As of right now, the Aeldari are going to be going first, and I'm trying to be more strategic about these things, looking at my list and looking at what's going on. I'm just going to let him go first. So... we'll see how this goes. I'm trying to rein in my bloodthirst, my desire to just go out there and, kill things. So we'll see how it works. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Aeldari here on turn 1. All right, movement here for the Aeldari forces on turn 1. His Rangers stood still. His 3 Star Weavers shot over to this side of the board over here. Everyone stayed inside of their transports there. These Dark Reapers kind of moved out a little bit over this way. Everyone stayed inside of his Wave Serpent. The Wave Serpent stood still. The 2 Dude Bros with the Dark Reapers moved in front there. The what's his face? The Exarch stayed behind the wall over there. Same thing over here. And in from Deep Strike Reserve, his 3 Ravagers dropped in back here in the end zone, in his deployment zone. So first turn, he's allowed to drop in there as long as he stays in his own deployment zone. And they drop back down here. These 2 guys draw a line of sight onto my Devastators up here, and within 36 inches so they can shoot them, but they're out of 36 of my Hellblasters, which was a big concern for him, understandably so. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, no actual psychic phase because all of his psychers are inside of transport. So we're going to start into the fight. This is a shooting phase. This Ravager here is going to shoot into my scouts over here. So it's going to be, 3 shots per, right? Yeah. So it's going to be 9 shots, right?
Hitting on 3s.
9 shots, hitting on 3s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s. Reroll those 1s. Wow, okay, this is going to hurt. Strength 5, wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1s. This is because they're in range of the Archon. Yep. So reroll that 1. Okay, so that is 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds there. Yeah, that's enough because it's AP minus 3. They are dead. Check us no! All right, now the next one over there is actually going to fire into my Devastators over here. So these are going to be 9 shots, hitting on 3s again, rerolling 1s. All right, so that's 2 misses. These are now strength 5, so wounding on 3s as well. We're rolling that 1. All right, so we've got 4 wounds. AP minus 3. They are now 2 up in cover there. So AP minus 3 plus 1 because of cover. So looking for 5 ups. Making 2 of them. So 2 are dead. And the third one over there is going to do the same thing into them. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling. Nope, no 1s to reroll there, but wounding on 3s. All right, and rerolling. Nope, no 1s to reroll there. So that's going to be 4, 5, 6 wounds. 6. 5 up saves. Failing 4 of them, so that is the squad wiped. All right, now his Wave Serpent's going to fire into my Dark Shroud over here with his Scatter Lasers. These are going to be minus 1 to hit because of the Dark Shroud, so hitting on 4s. Not getting to reroll anything there, so that's going to be 5 hits. Strength 6, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 3 wounds. AP, nothing. So 3 ups. And I failed one of them. All right, so now the Dark Reapers here are going to fire. The two regular guys are going to fire into my Devastator squad. They're going to fire the Strength 5 weapon missiles, so there's going to be 2 shots each from them. And then the Tempest launcher from the Exarch is going to fire into my scouts over here. So we're going to go with the multi ones first, I guess. Yeah, so we're going to have 4 shots here, hitting on 3s, because they always hit on 3s, so that's 2 hits. Strength 5 is looking for 3s to wound, getting 1 wound. AP... Is it -3 on the multi-wounds? 1 second. All right, so it's AP -2 +1 because they are in cover there. So looking for a 4-up save. Yeah, he makes it with a fill phase. Woo! And then the Tempest shots into my scouts over here. So 2d6 shots, 2d6, right? Yep. So that's going to be 10 shots. Killer. All right, so we got 10 shots hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because he's the Exarch. All right, getting that 1/1 to re-roll there. Okay, so that's all but 1 hit, so that's going to be 9 hits. These are now strength 4, so looking for 4s to wound. All right, so we get 4 wounds there. AP -2 +1 because they're in cover there, so it's going to be 5-up saves. And I make one of them 3 dead. And his other Dark Reaper squad is going to fire multi-shots into my Hellblasters over here, and then he's going to fire the Tempest Launcher into my Scouts. So we're going to go with the multi-shots here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, Strength 5, so wounding on 3s, getting 2 wounds. AP -2, so it's going to be a 4-up invul save because of Azrael. Failed them both, so that is 1 dead dude bro.
2 dead.
Oh, they're 2 damage each? Oh no, that's 2 dead dude bros. And he made sure that he stood out of 30 inches, so that's killer. But we measured and he's actually within 30 inches of the serpent, so we're gonna roll to see if they get to shoot. So it's going to be 2 shots here, 2 tries to see if they get up, looking for 4-ups. Both of them get to shoot back. So they are both going to supercharge, and both of them are going to fire into the wave serpent there. So these are going to be hitting on 4s because he's -1 to hit since he's Latok. So looking for 4s. Getting to reroll because of Azrael. So that is 2 hits. Strength 8, looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1 wound at AP -4. So that's just going to go straight through for 2 damage. He's got 6 up feel no pains because he's got the spirit stones. Nope, so that's 2 wounds go through. All right, so he actually only has he has serpent shield, so until he fires it off, it reduces it by 1, so he takes 1 damage. And they are going to fire and fade. We forgot about the Tempest Launcher into these guys over here. So 2d6 shots, 6 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of himself. So that's going to be 4 hits. These are going to be wounding on 4s, getting 2 wounds, 2 5-up saves, making 1, failing 1. So now they're going to fall back. Does he get his command point back from his Archon? No, he does not. All right, so this Starweaver here is going to fire into my Devastator squad here. He's going to fire the 2 Shuriken cannons, so these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, so getting 4 hits, wounding on 3s. So that's 2 wounds. AP, nothing. So looking for 2-up saves. They're good. Same thing with this guy up here. Hitting on 3s. Ooh, all hits. Pretty good. Wounding on 3s. Getting re-rolling because of it being a cock there. So that's going to be 5 wounds there.
This one's -3.
Oh, that one's -3. So we'll do that one separate. So we'll do the 4. AP, nothing. So these are going to be 2-up saves. Make all of those, and then we've got 1 at -3, +1 because they're in cover, 5-up save. Yeah, with a fill phase. Woo! Now the troop inside there is going to fire into my scouts. They've got Shuriken pistols. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Wounding on, what is this strength?
4.
4, so looking for 4s. Getting 2 wounds. That one is -3. So that one is going to be looking for a 6-up. This one is AP nothing, right? So that one's looking for a 3-up. So we'll do the 3-up first. Nope. And then we'll do the 6-up because it's -3, +1 because they're in cover. Nope on that one either. And now his Rangers over there are going to fire into my Devastator squad. So 5 shots hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 4s. So 1 is a mortal wound. So 1 guy's going to be dead. And then there's 2 2-up saves to be made. And I make both of those. All right, so that is it for the Aeldari turn here on turn 1. At the end of it, we do have 1 morale test to take over here. He lost 4 guys. He's within 6 inches of the banner, though, so that gives him +1 to his leadership. He's got leadership 9, so we lost 4 guys, 4 plus. 1 is good to go. So at the end of the turn, my opponent does control an objective. He did kill something, so he gets the 2 points from that. He did not get 1,000 cuts because he only killed 2 units. Which is why I was debating whether or not to just spend 2 command points to keep myself from rolling 2 6s on this guy's leadership there. He did get first strike though for old school. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. These guys all moved up over here. Azrael advanced over this way. But everyone else here moved up. Both of these guys advanced over here. These guys, Devastator Squad stood still. These guys fell back here. This sergeant advanced up over to there. And in here, my lieutenant decided to move up into cover over there. And that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the... No one's, I think, in psychic range of any of my powers, so we'll just come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off, my Hellblaster squad here is going to fire into him. They are going to supercharge, and I'm going to spend a command point on Weapons of the Dark Age, so let's see if I get my command point back. I do, in fact, and my opponent does not get one from me. So there's 7 guys that are in range from this squad into him. So there's going to be 7 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s because they're -1 to hit. Rerolling not 3s, but rerolling 1s and 2s because of Azrael. So that 3 does not hit, but this one does. So we've got 5 hits. These are strength 8, so looking for 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s because of the Talonmaster over here. So that is 5 wounds at AP -4. They've got invul saves of what? 4 up invul saves, so 5 4-ups. Failing 2 of them, so that's 6 damage. He is dead. Does it explode? It does not. All right, so now my Devastator squad here is going to fire into his Star Weaver over here. I'm going to spend a command point on Hellfire rounds for my my Heavy Bolter there. So let's see if I get that command point back. I do. Does my opponent get one? He does not. So they are going to be firing 2 las cannons and the Heavy Bolter. Heavy Bolter is going to be the red one since it's one shot with the Hellfire rounds. These are going to be hitting on 4s on the las cannons and 3s on the Heavy Bolter because I gave it the Signum. So which gives +1 to hit. So hitting on 4s and 3s. Okay, re-rolling because of Azrael. Oh, Inception! That's a hit. So this is going to do D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. These are strength 9, so these are going to be wounding on 3s. That's 2 wounds. 2 4-up invul saves, so fails 1. So I need to get a 4 or higher on this to kill it. So let's see what happens. Oh, bae. I am going to spend a command point on that one. I'm going to roll a different die because I don't feel the luck in that one. Into a 5, so he is going to be dead. But because the Shadow Seer is in there, he has a, is it a relic or is it just him? So he has a relic. What's it called?
Falchu's Talon?
Falchu's Talon? I don't know. Maybe you can make fun of our pronunciation if we're completely wrong, but it's basically somebody with an F's talon. Means that when he's inside of vehicles, they get +6 inches to their flat out. They also don't explode, and everyone inside gets out without being hurt. The squad over here got out fine. He rolled for all of them, but his squad and the squad inside there get out without any problems. But he is dead. Oh, and then let's see if I get back my command point for my reroll. I do, and my opponent does not get one. Man, I've had games where I've had 0 getbacks from that. I literally have had where not a single one gets back. Yeah, our last game where I had 0 getting back from those 5s. And so far, I have gotten back every command point that I've spent. Pretty good. This guy's squad over here, one guy can see his troop over there. He's going to fire his bolter, hitting on a 3. That is a hit. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound. AP nothing. 4 up. Invul. Nope. Dead guy. All right, so that's it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 1. At the end of my turn, I do control an objective. I did kill a thing, so I get the 2 points for that. At the end of the game turn, I also got first strike for Old School, so I've got that going for me. At the end of the turn, I do control 2 objectives, which gives me hold more, so I get a bonus point for that. And both of us killed 2 things, so neither of us gets the kill more objective. So at the end of round 1, I lead 4 to 3 at the end of turn 1. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Aeldari here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Aeldari here on turn 2. This Ravager advanced up over here. He also spent a command point for enhanced, ether sails? Enhanced ether sails. So let's see if you get it back. He does not, so I think he's down to 6 now. My opponent's down to 6. I'm still at 10 because I've gotten back every single one that I've spent so far.
I think my rolls have added up to 6.
Yeah, his rolls to get back have added up to 6. So they are. So he advanced up here, getting sight onto my poor lieutenant inside there. This wave serpent here disembarked everyone over here and then moved up over here. Did he advance? He didn't advance. He just moved up over here. These guys advanced. So did his Farseer. His Warlock did not advance, but these guys also advanced. So all of these guys, except for the Warlock, advanced after they got out here. These 2 Ravagers just moved up over here. His Dark Reapers over here moved over to there.
I forgot to move the Archon.
The Archon was also going to move over there. And then his Dark Reavers over here, Dark Reapers over there, just moved a bit. His lone Star Weaver moved up over here. He didn't advance, right? He just moved.
He advanced.
Oh, he did advance up to over here. The troop over here advanced up to the cover over here. This was the squad that got out of the one that died. So they moved around, just kind of scattering around in the ruins over here, along with the Shadow Seer.
Only got a 1-inch advance.
They only got a 1-inch advance, so he couldn't quite get where he wanted to up this way. So he just kind of kept them back over here. His Shadow Seer did move out so that he can get some line of sight onto my Devastators over here. The Rangers stood still, and that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the Psychic phase now that he has Psychers that are out of their transports. All right, so starting off, his Shadow Seer here is going to cast Veil of Tears onto this troop up here. So looking for a 7, getting it with a 7, so they are -1 to hit. And then he is going to smite the Devastators. I am out of range with my guy there. So looking for a 5. Getting it with an 8, so D3 mortal wounds, 1 mortal wound. All right, so now his Farseer here is going to cast Doom onto my into my Hellblasters over here. So looking for a 7, goes off with a 7. I am going to try to deny that because I am within 24 with my guy. So looking for an 8, getting it with a 9. Woo! And now he's going to cast Executioner, which will hit my my lone guy over here. Going off on a 7. No, does not go off, but he's going to reroll because of him being cool. That does go off, so that's going to do D3 mortal wounds, right? It doesn't make a difference. There's one guy left. Yeah, he did. And then his Warlock here is going to cast Protect onto his Dark Reapers over there. 8 goes off. Yep, goes off on an 8. All right, so into the shooting phase, we're going to start off with this Ravager shooting into my lieutenant down in here. He advanced, so he's going to be -1 to hit, so he's got 9 shots hitting on 4s. Not getting to reroll anything because of he's out of range of the Archon at this point. So that's 4 hits. That's seriously, all those ones would have been nice. Looking for, so that's 2 wounds, AP -3, +1 because he's in cover. So looking for 5 up saves. Making one of them, so 1 goes through. 2 damage onto it. So now the Ravager on the right there is going to fire into my Hellblasters over here. So he's got 9 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, rerolling 1s, but no 1s to be rerolled there. These are now wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1s.
And I think rerolling.
1 second. Yep, just the 1 because I denied Doom there. So, yep, that is a wound. So these are, 7 wounds?
-3.
7 AP -3, so 7 4-up invul saves because of Azrael. Oh, that is killer. I'm going to... Oh, man. That is going to be 5 dead, huh? Right? They're 2 damage apiece? Yeah. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll one of these. All right. But do I get the command point back? No, I finally spent my first command point, and my opponent doesn't get one. And I'm going to use Azrael's... No, I'm not. I'm going to hold on to that. So, that is 5 dead. Now, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so now we're going to make 5 4-up saves to see if they get to shoot back. Whoa. One of them gets to shoot back. All right, so now he's gonna fire into him over here. So 2 shots because he's in rapid fire range, supercharging, hitting on 4s because he's -1 to hit, being a Star Weaver. Rerolling because of Azrael. All right, so that's 2 hits, strength 8, looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds, AP -4, 4-up invul saves. Ooh, makes them both. All right, this Ravager here can just see my last guy over here, so he's going to fire into the aggressors here. So we have 9 shots, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because of the Archon. All right, so that's 2 misses. These are now going to be wounding on 4s because they're tough 5. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. 5 4-up invul saves because of Azrael. Making them all! Woo! So now his Dark Reaper's going to fire. The regular guy's going to fire into my Devastator squad, and the Exarch with the Tempest Launcher is going to fire into my wounded Hellblaster squad over here. So we're going to go with the 4 shots, multi-shots from the regular guys, hitting on 3s. All right, so that is 3 hits. These are strength 5, right? So looking for 3s to wound. Getting 3 wounds, AP -2. AP -2, +1. I'm going to go, oh, but they're all 4-up. So we're just going to go with 4-up saves because it's AP -2, +1 because of cover. I was just going to check because this guy's within 6 inches of Azrael, so he could get his invul save, which is a 4-up, so it doesn't make a difference. So 3 4-up saves. And I failed 1. All right, so now his Star Weaver is going to fire into my Devastator squad over here. He ignores the -1 to hit because of advancing, because of him being Harlequin vehicles, right?
Soaring Spite.
Soaring Spite mask is what they are. So they ignore the -1 to hit on advancing to shoot into them. But he is going to be -1 to hit because of him that I completely forgot about with these dude bros. But if you forget your rules, it's got to hurt for you to remember. So those are dead, but these guys are -1 to hit. So these are going to be 6 shots hitting on 4s. All right. See, that's one miss that would have happened. These are now strength 6, so looking for 3s to wound. So that is 2 wounds. One's going to be AP -3. One is going to be AP nothing. So we'll do the 2-up save first. That's good with a fill face. And then we're going to be looking at -3, so a 5-up save because he is in cover. No, missed that one, so another dead. And then my opponent spent a command point on Fire and Fade with him, so he moved up here, so he's an inch away from Azrael over here. Let's see if he gets his command point back. Does not get it back. So now his Dark Reapers back here are going to fire. The main guys are going to shoot, the 2 guys, regular guys, are going to shoot into my Dark Shroud with their Strength 8 missiles, and then the Tempest Launcher is going to fire into my Hellblasters over here, the wounded ones with the red on them there. So we're going to go with the two Strength 8 missiles hitting on 3s. So that's 1 hit. Strength 8 looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound. He advanced, so he's got a 4-up invul save because of Jink. And he makes it. And then 2d6 shots into the Hellblasters. So getting 11 shots. Killer. All right, 11 shots hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of himself. Yup. So that is going to be 9 hits. These are now going to be strength 5, right?
4.
Strength 4. So looking for 4s to wound. All right. So we've got 5 wounds there. 5 AP -2. So it's going to be 4-up invul saves because of Azrael. Failing 2 of them. Oh, man, that's going to be another... it's just 1 damage each? Oh, okay, those are just 1 damage each. Oh, I thought they were 2 damage. All right, that's 1 guy dead. Let's see if he gets to shoot back. He does. All right, he's going to rapid fire into the Star Weaver there. Supercharged. Hitting on 4s because he's -1 to hit. Re-rolling because of Azrael. All right, so that is 1 hit. Strength 8 looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound. 4-up invul save. No, so he takes 2 damage. All right, so now his Wave Serpent here is going to fire into my Dark Shroud. He moved with heavy weapon, so it's -1, and another -1 because he's shooting into the Dark Shroud, so hitting on 5s. Ooh, getting a bunch of shot hits there. That's pretty good. These are strength 6, so looking for 4s to wound. So that's going to be 3 wounds. AP, nothing, so looking for 3 up saves. Failing 1. All right, so now the troop inside here is going to fire Shirking Pistol into my Devastator here, and then the 4 Fusion Pistols into Azrael. So we got the 4 Fusion Pistols in Ariel hitting on 4s because it's -1 to hit. All right, so that is going to be 1 hit. Strength 8, right? So when you're on 2, that is a wound. 4 up, invul save because of Azrael helping himself. Failed that. He is going to spend his Warlord trait free reroll on a save here, looking for a 4 up. Yeah, with the Filfers. Woo! And then the Shuriken into him. That is not a hit. And now the Troop Master is going to fire into Azrael with his Fusion Pistol, hitting on a 3 because he's 2 up usually. That is a hit. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. Oh boy, here we go. 4 up, invul save. Come on. 4 up, invul save. Yeah, with the Filfers. And his Rangers are now going to fire into my Devastator over here. So he's 5 shots, hitting on 4s because he's -1 to hit. Getting 3 hits. These are strength 4, looking for 4s to wound. No wounds. All right, so that was it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, these crazy clowns are going to charge into my scouts over here. They are charging through a wall, so I cannot see him to overwatch. So his charge distance is, woo, I was going to say totally in, but in. we'll just go with in. All right, so that's where they ended up with after their charge movement. I heroically intervened with Azrael into his Starweaver, because heroic intervention just says after he's made all of his charge movements, any character within 3 inches of an enemy model can heroically intervene. So it doesn't say anything about that unit having had to have charged this turn. So Azrael is running in there to try to go knock on the door and see if anyone's home inside. The answer is yes, crazy clowns are home inside, but Azrael's going to go find out for sure. So that is it for the charge phase. We will come back to you with the fight phase. All right, so he piled in so that only one guy's within an inch. Everybody else is within 2 inches of their brethren, but outside of an inch of my guys and outside of an inch of his guys. So only one guy's going to get to attack. This is a strategy that I've heard about. It'll be interesting to see if I'm going to try to counter it, and he's going to try to pull it off really well, and we'll see what happens. The whole idea, just to give you a heads up, because I know I know what's going on, is what he's trying to do is not kill my guys, but try to wrap them such that they can't escape from combat. And they're left stuck in combat so that he can then kill them on my turn, so that he's then left safe and sound over here by himself without having to worry about it. So we'll see what happens if he can pull it off. We'll see if I can hopefully not get hurt. So we'll see what happens. So he's got one guy in range of fighting. He's going to attack. He's not going to attack with his weapon. He's just going to try to punch him in the face. So here we go. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. So that's 3 hits. Wounding on 3s.
5s.
Wounding on 5s.
No wounds.
No wounds there. All right, so now his Starweaver is going to attack into Azrael. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s.
Are you basing me here?
Yeah, I'm touching you there, yeah. All right, so that is 2 hits. Strength
5.
Strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. That is 1 wound. AP, nothing. So it's going to be a 2-up armor save. I'm going to... Oh, man, that is stupid. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that. Oh, come on, Azrael. Do I get my command point back? Oh, yeah, of course I get it back, but that's when the fill face comes up. Does my opponent get one? He doesn't get one. Oh, Azrael taking a wound. All right, so now my scouts are going to attack back into them. He's on the ground floor there, but they're going to be -1 to hit because of Veil of Tears. So it's going to be 4 attacks, 2 for the sergeant, 1 each for the other guys, hitting on 4s because of Veil of Tears. Getting 1 hit, toughness 3, so looking for a 3 to wound. That is cocked. That is a wound. 4 up invul. No, dead guy. He's going to spend a command point to reroll that. And he's good. Does he get it back? No, he does not. All right, so now Azrael is going to attack into his Starweaver. He's got 5 attacks, hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of himself. All right, so that is 5 hits. These are strength +2, so strength 6, wounding on 4s, because he's toughness. Oh no, 3s. He's toughness 5. So looking for 3s to wound. Rerolling ones because of the Talon Master. Okay, so that's 3 wounds. No mortal wounds, so these are going to be AP -3, so 3 4-up saves. Failing 2 of them, so it's going to be 2d3 damage. He does 4 damage, so it is exactly enough to kill him. Does he explode? He does not. And that is where they ended up. So that is the end of the Aeldari turn here on turn 2. I have a morale test to take here with my Hellblasters. They lost 5 guys. They're within 6 inches of the banner there, so they have a leadership of 9 because the sergeant is still alive. So these looking lost 5 plus 2 is 7. They are good to go. So that is it for the Aeldari turn. He did kill something when he killed my dude bro out here, and he does control something over there. So he gets his 2 points for that. But we will come back to you after a movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 2. We have all my Hellblasters kind of shoved up into terrain over here, along with all of the characters with them. Still looking on these guys here. My Dark Shroud advanced up here. My Aggressors advanced up there, so they are within 3 inches of the objective in the middle there. My Talon Master advanced up here, and I spent a command point on Speed of the Raven. These guys over here, so this was an interesting discussion we had because my guys were like right by the wall, and his guy came on the other side of the wall there, but he was slightly back. If I couldn't have moved them side to side to get them out of range there, but I thought that they could move up the building because you can just move up the side of the building there and get into a higher level. And he was saying that he thought his guy, because he was just on the other side of the wall, counted as being basically in the wall there, so he couldn't go up it. But we weren't sure how to rule it, so we just rolled it off. D or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6'd it, and I won the roll off. So they fell out of combat up the wall there, leaving his guys down there. But if anyone has any way to point out like a specific ruling as to whether or not they can do, I know if they were underneath it that they could just move up the building, but they were next to the right next to the building there, and his guy was on the other side. We weren't sure how that works, if units can kind of be straddling within the wall or not. I know you can move through the wall, but we weren't sure if you could straddle the wall, what the story was. So regardless, we rolled off just to make things easy enough, and they moved up there out of combat with them. And then over here, my lieutenant stayed over there, holding on to that objective. Out of Deep Strike, my Reavers dropped in over here, and my Reavers dropped in over here. That is it for the movement phase. When I dropped these guys, my opponent declared that he was going to use, what is it called again for them? Forewarned, which means that when you drop in a unit, if it's within line of sight of a Farseer, a unit within 6 inches of that Farseer, Craftworld unit within 6 inches of that Farseer, can then shoot at them as though it were the shooting phase. So he elected to shoot with his Wave Serpent here. So his Wave Serpent is now going to shoot into my Reavers. So he does see if he gets his command points back. Does not, so that means he is down to 3 command points. I'm down to 9 command points because one of the ones I had to use a reroll for an advance, and then I used a one for Speed of the Raven. One of those I got back, one of those I didn't. So I'm down to 9 command points because I started with 11. But now he is going to shoot in here. So we're going to go with the scatter lasers first. These are hitting on 4s because it's -1 to hit because it's the previous movement phase it moved. So still getting 5 hits, pretty good. Strength 6, right? So wounding on 3s, getting 4 wounds. Whoop. So 4 AP nothing, so 4 3-up armor saves, failing 1 of them. And now the shuriken cannon is going to fire. These are going to be hitting on 3s because it's not heavy. Those are all 3 hits. Strength 6, so looking for 3s. That 6 is a AP -3. So that 6 is going to be looking for a 6-up, showing that fill first. New, and then that 3 is AP nothing, looking for a 3-up. And that one is good. So there's just one guy dead. All right, into the psychic phase now. We're going to start off. He is going to cast Trephination into his troop there. So looking for a 7 for that to go off. Goes off with an 11. Do you want to try to deny it? Looking for a 12. Oh, and he does get it. That was killer. Oh, now he is going to cast Smite into them, looking for a 5. That one is cocked. That goes off with a 6. Will he deny this? No, he doesn't with a 6. Reroll because of the Farseer, and he does with a 7 killer. All right, so starting out the shooting phase, the Hellblaster squad here is going to fire into his troops there. So we've got rapid fire from the 5 guys, 10 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s, not supercharging. Rerolling because of Azrael. All right, all but 1 hits. These are strength 7, toughness 3, looking for 2s to wound. All right, that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds at AP -4, so 7 4-up invul saves. Making all but 1 killer. Sorry, there was another guy in there. I counted wrong. This is, so his 2 shots. Rerolling because of Azrael. So that's 2 hits, wounding on 2s. That is another 2 wounds, another 2 4-ups. Makes one of them, fails another one. So 2 guys dead. Meant to mention this before. After I had stopped filming over here, my opponent pointed out that my Devastator over here had lost 3 guys during the turn. So I rolled for his leadership, rolled a 5. Rolled it again into a 6. So he actually ran away. So he's dead and gone. He ran away, because he's just dead. But continuing over here, Azrael's now going to fire into the troop over there. He's going to fire both profiles. The greens are going to be his plasma. The reds are going to be his mastercrafted bolter. These are going to be hitting on 3s because it's -1 to hit when you roll everything. All right, re-rolling 1s because of himself. All right, so that's all hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. These are going to be wounding on 2s. All right, so we've got 3 wounds here. They've just got 4-up invul saves, so it doesn't make a difference. So 3 4-up invul saves, fails 2 of them. The Ancient is now going to fire his bolters into the troop there. 2 shots hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds, 2 4-ups. Oh, fails them. All right, so now my Hellblaster squad here is going to fire into his Troop Master. I'm going to spend, I'm going to supercharge, and I'm going to spend a command point on Weapons of the Dark Age, see if I get that command point back. I do. Does my opponent get one from me? He does not. Then my opponent's going to spend 2 command points on lightning fast reactions, making him -1 to hit. So 2 gets 1 of them back, so he's going to be at 2 command points left. But I am going to supercharge in here, so these are now going to be hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s and 2s. So we're going to do these one at a time. Re-rolling 1s and 2s because of Azrael. That's 2 hits. Re-rolling 1s and 2s. All right, so the second guy's going to die. Let's see if he gets to shoot again. He does. All right, those are 2 hits. So these are going to be a total of 4 hits. One guy's going to be dead. He's going to be dead, but he has 4 hits there. Strength 8, so wounding on 2s. So that is going to be 3 wounds. He's got, what, a 4-up? 1 second. 1 4-up invul save. 1 second. All right, I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll that into a wound. Do I get the command point back? I don't. Does my opponent get one? He does. All right, so he's back up to 3 command points. Pretty good there. So, but that's still going to be 4 wounds into him. He's going to have 4 4-up invul saves. Making 3 of them, so he only takes 3 wounds. He's still alive. My librarian's going to fire his pistol into him, hitting it on a 3. That's a hit. That is a wound. That is not a save. All right, so now my Talon Master here is going to fire his Twin Assault Cannon into the Shadow Seer, and he's going to fire the Twin Heavy Bolter into the troop. So we're going to go with the Twin Assault Cannon into the Shadow Seer there. It's going to be 12 shots, hitting on 4s because of him moving. All right. Not actually pretty good there. So that's going to be just over statistical. So that's going to be 7 hits. Usually wounding on 2s because it's strength 6 onto toughness 3, but the Shadow Seer has a -1 to wound rolls. So these are going to be wounding on 3s. All right, rerolling 1s because of himself. All right, so that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds at AP -1. 4 ups, failing 4 of them. Yep, he's left with 1 wound left, and now the twin heavy bolters into the troop over there. These are going to be hitting on 4s as well. All right. Getting 3 hits. These, they don't have -1 hit, so these are going to be wounding on 3s. Oh, it's all units within?
It's a 6-inch bubble.
Oh, it's a 6-inch bubble of him. So these are actually going to be wounding on 4s because it's strength 5, toughness 3, and -1 to the wound roll. So looking for 4s to wound. Getting rerolling 1s because of himself. Okay, not meant to be on those. That is 1 wound, AP -1, 4 up invult. Nope, 1 guy dead. This squad over here is going to fire into the troop. 5 shots hitting on 3s. That is all hits. Looking for, he's -1 to wound, right? So wounding on 4s. 1 second, that was cocked. All right, so that is going to be 4 wounds at AP -1, but 4 up invult, so 1 guy is dead. These guys here are going to fire into his Archon. So we've got 8 shots from the bolt carbines hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good. Oh, not good, actually. I lied. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 up. He's good. And he's good. All right, so now my aggressors are going to fire. The guy on the left there is going to fire his frag storm launcher, his frag grenade launcher, frag, whatever it is, frag, the frag thingy, into his troop master over here, and everything else is going to fire into his dire avengers over here. So we're going to go over here with the D6 shots into his troop master. Going to be 3 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Hitting on 4s because he's -1 to hit. Rerolling 1s and 2s because of Azrael. Because they don't suffer the minuses for advancing. So it's going to be 2 hits. Strength 4 looking for 3s to wound. Oh, killer. And then the 2d6 into them. Going to get an additional 8 shots. All right, so now it's going to be 26 shots into his dire avengers there. These are going to be hitting on 3s. We'll come back to you with that. Rerolling because of Azrael. All right. All right, so 24 hits looking for 3s to wound. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so we got 14 wounds into his dire avengers there. They are going to have 4 up saves. Failing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds, which is exactly enough to kill the squad. All right, and that is it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my librarian here is going to charge into his troop master. I am going to, I've got, he's just over 6 inches away, which means his fusion pistol can't shoot him. But so I need a 6-inch charge to get in. Don't get in. I am going to spend a command point on that. In there, all right. All right, so now my Talon Master here is going to charge into his Shadow Seer and his troop. So he's going to fire. 3 guys have fusion pistols. Hitting on 6. Oh, of course they do. So that's 2 hits from that. The first one is, oh no, that's 2 wounds. Because it's, 2 wounds. 2 4-up invul saves because of his, the fact that he advanced. So he gets Jink. Oh, come on, 2 4-up invul saves. Oh, failed 1, made 1. 2d6, take the highest. 3 wounds. All right, so he's still alive, and then the whatchamacallit, the Shadow Seer does not hit. So my charge distance is totally in. And my Reavers over here are going to charge into his scouts. They are going to be hitting on 6s, getting 1 hit, 1 wound with a mortal wound. Armor save is good, so 1 takes 1 wound. They have a 9-inch charge to get in. Nope, they will not get in. We're going to see if he gets his command point. If he gets a command point, he doesn't. Do I get mine back? I do not. All right, so starting out the fight phase, my librarian is going to attack into his troop master. He's got 3 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, all hits. Wounding on 3s. That is going to be 3 wounds. AP -3, so 4 up invul saves. No, he is dead. All right, so my opponent is going to spend 2 command points to interrupt with his Shadow Seer. So let's see if he gets the command points back. He does not, so leaving him down to 1 command point left. But he is going to attack now. So he's got, what, 3 attacks? These are going to be hitting on 2s. That's all hits. These are going to be wounding on 5s, though. Getting 3 wounds. Oh, boy. 3 4-up saves. It's AP -1. Come on. 4-up saves. Whoa. I threw that entirely away. All right, so we make 2 of them. I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll. No, fail that. Do I get my command point back? I do. Does my opponent get one? He doesn't. So it's 1 goes through. It's D3 damage, right? 2 damage. Still alive. He's going to spend a command point to re-roll that. Oh, no. Into the 2 points there. Do you get your command point back? He does not, so he is out of command points. All right, so 2 attacks into the Shadow Seer, 3 attacks into the troop, because he's got the Heavenfall Blade, so he gets him +1 attack. So we're gonna go with the 2 into the Shadow Seer first, hitting on 2s. That is 2 hits. Strength +2, strength 6, looking for 2s to wound, -1 to wound because of him being a Shadow Seer, so 3s to wound. That is 2 wounds at AP -3. Oh, but he makes them both! And then the 3 attacks into the troop. That is going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 3s because of the -1 to wound because of the Shadow Seer. That is 1 wound. And he saves it. All right, so now his troop will attack back. They've got 3 guys there. These are going to be hitting on... they got 4 attacks each, so these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, and wounding on 6s, getting no wounds. Yeah. All right, so at the end of my turn, I have killed a guy. I have held an objective, giving me those 2 points. I also killed a character, giving me a headhunter point. At the end of the game turn, I hold more objectives with this one and this one back here. And I killed more units, killing 3 units this turn to my opponent's 2 units. So that gives me 5 points for this turn. My opponent got 2 points for this turn, leaving me at 9 points at this point, and my opponent at 5. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Aeldari here on turn 3. Movement phase for the Aeldari here on turn 3. His Ravager from over here moved up over this way. These guys shuffled around a bit, right? The Ravagers shuffled around a bit, and his Archon moved in smack dab between these 2 boats there. The Reapers, Dark Reapers over here stood still. His Warlock stood still. His Farseer stood still. Right? Stood still? He kind of shuffled a little bit there, not much. These guys shuffled around a bit, not much, staying in the ruins over there. His Wave Serpent moved up over this way. These Dark Reapers stood still. Oh, they just stood still over here. This troop over here advanced over this way. Over here, his Shadow Seer and his troop fell back out of combat. With my Talonmaster, and his Rangers stood still. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. Start of the second phase, he is going to smite into my Talonmaster. Looking for a 5, getting it, and it doesn't matter what he rolls. He's out of 24 inches from my guy, so he is dead. And now he is going to cast Veil of Tears onto his troop there. Does not go off. All right, so now he is going to cast Doom onto my aggressors over here. Does not go off with a 4. 1 second. And now he is going to cast Executioner onto them. Goes off with a 12. Do you want to? Nope.
I don't have a reroll.
You don't have a reroll. So I can't deny it. It's at a 12. So it goes off. So he takes D3 mortal wounds. Taking 3 mortal wounds. He has a 2-up, though, save against mortal wounds taken that way, so he is good to go. But it does go off, so what now happens? D3 mortal wounds, 1 mortal wound. And his Warlock is going to jinx my Reaver squad over here. Does not go off. All right, so his Ravager here is going to shoot into my Lieutenant down in there. 9 shots hitting on 3s. Not getting to reroll anything, but not
very good.
Not very good. So you got 4 hits. Wounding on 3s, so that's 3 wounds. AP minus 3, right? Plus 1 because he's in cover, so looking for 5 up saves. Making 1, he is, what is it? How much damage? 1 damage? It's 2 damage each? Oh yeah, so he is dead. This Ravager here is going to shoot into my Reavers over there. So 9 shots, hitting on 6s, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because of the Archon. These are now going to be wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s because of the Archon. That is going to be 8 wounds. All right, 8 6-ups. I got 2, but yeah, they are dead. The next Ravager here is going to shoot into my Aggressors. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the Archon. All right, these are now going to be wounding on 4s. Rerolling 1s because of the Archon. Wow, okay, so that is going to be 7 wounds. All right, so they are within 6 inches of Azrael, so it's going to be 7 4-up invul saves. Failing 1, 2. So 2 are dead because it's 2 wounds apiece, right? 2 are dead. All right, yeah, we forgot the -1 to hit. Again, I forgot it, so it has to hurt for me to remember. Now, they do get to try to hit back, though, with the banner. Getting 1 guy will hit back. All right, he's going to shoot into the troop there. So he's going to have 6 shots plus D6. Going to have another 4 shots there. So a total of 10 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael. All right, these are all going to be wounding on 3s. All right, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds, 6 4-ups, failing 3 of them. All right, so now his Dark Reapers are going to fire. The 2 regular guys are going to fire into my Aggressor up here, and the Tempest Launcher is going to fire into my 1 last Hellblaster from this squad. So we're going to go with the multi-shots into the Aggressor, so 4 shots hitting on 3s. All right, that's 2 hits, wounding on 4s, getting 2 wounds, AP minus 2. So looking for a 4-up invul save because of Azrael. Failed them both. And does he get to shoot back? He does. All right, so he's going to be firing into the lone guy over there. So he's got 6 plus 2 shots, so it's going to be 8 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, rerolling because of what did that one go? Just kept rolling. Rerolling because of Azrael. All right, 1 to miss. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 4 wounds, 4 4-ups. Failing just the 1, just enough for him to die. And then the 2d6 shots into the Hellblaster, going to be 7 shots. Hitting on 3s. All right. Rerolling 1s because of himself.
Nope.
Nope. So that's 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. So that is 1. Oh, wounding on 4s. 1 wound. AP minus 2. So 4-up invul save because of Azrael. Nope. Failed that one. And now these Dark Reapers are going to fire. The main guys are going to shoot their multi-shots into my Reavers over here. The Tempest Launcher is going to fire into my Scouts over there. So we're going to go with the multi-shots first, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, getting 2 wounds. 2, I don't know why I put all my dice over in this corner. AP minus 3, right? Oh, minus 2, so looking for 5-up saves. Kill them both. That's 2 guys dead. And then the Tempest shot into these guys. It's going to be 6 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s as well. That is all but 3 hits. These are going to be wounding on strength. Wounding on 4s because strength 4. So 1 wound. AP minus 2 plus 1 because he's in cover. 5-up save. Nope, dead. 1 fusion pistol from this squad over here. So Harlequins can, when they fall back, can still shoot and charge as normal. So kind of nuts. So 1 fusion pistol will hit into there. That is not a wound though. 1 shuriken pistol from the Shadow Seer. That is a hit. That is not a wound. The Rangers here are going to fire into my scouts, so 5 shots hitting on 3s. All right, getting 3 hits, wounding on 4s, getting 1 wound. Again, I don't know why I put all my dice over here. AP nothing, so 3-up save, and he's good. And his Wave Serpent's going to fire everything into my scouts. So this is the Scatter Laser hitting on 4s because he moved. Alrighty. Strength 6, right? So wounding on 3s, getting 2 wounds. AP nothing, so 3-up saves. Failed them both. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase. This troop is going to charge into my Reavers. One of the guys is going to throw a crack grenade. Not a crack grenade, a shock grenade. So we're going to go with that one first. So he's going to have 2 shots hitting on 6s. Getting 1, so he's going to be -1 to hit. And then the other 2 guys are going to shoot their heavy bolt pistols. Getting 1 hit. Getting no wounds. So his charge distance is in. And now the Shadow Seer is going to charge into there. Need a 10-inch charge. Not getting it. All right, into the fight phase. His squad here, his troop squad is going to attack, hitting on 3s. All right, and they are strength 3, so wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. AP nothing, so 3-up saves. Making them both. And now my guys are going to attack into them, hitting on 3s. All right. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. AP nothing, so 5 4-up invul save, so 2 are dead. I'm going to spend 3 command points now on my squad here. They are going to have for Honor the Chapter. A stratagem allows me to attack again. So I'm going to see if I get one of those command points back. I do not, so I am down to 4 command points. And my opponent is trying to see if he gets any back. No, does not get any. So 10 attacks into him again, hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 3s. Oh, not great. 4 wounds. 4 4-up saves. Fails them, so he is dead. All right, so that is the end of the Aeldari turn. He does control an objective. He actually controls all 3 objectives. He killed a unit, so he got that point. He also gets the bonus point because he controls the middle objective and my objective back over here, giving him an extra bonus point for that. He also got 2 points for 1,000 cuts because he killed 6 units. So you get a point for every 3 units that you kill in a turn. And he also got an additional 2 points for Headhunter because of killing, 1 point?
2.
No, 2. Oh, 2. Because he killed him and he killed my Talon Master, giving him 2 points for Headhunter. That was a killer, sick, awesome turn for my opponent there. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 3. Movement phase for the Dark Angels here in turn 3. My Hellblasters moved up into the building over here. Azrael and my Banner Bro moved into the building over here. He advanced over this way, over here, and my Librarian moved up around here, so he gets line of sight onto him. These guys moved up over here, and that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so starting out the Psychic phase, my Librarian is going to cast Trephination onto his Wave Serpent there, looking for a 7 to go off. Going off with a 9. He's going to try to deny. Ooh, does the 10. And now he's just going to try to smite him. Does not go off. All right, so my Hellblasters are going to fire into his Wave Serpent over here. I am going to, they're going to supercharge, and I'm going to spend a command point on Weapons of the Dark Age. Let's see if I get my command point back. I do not. My opponent does not get one. So they're going to fire. We're going to do this one guy at a time, hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael. That is a hit. 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael. No, one guy will be dead. 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael. Okay, that's a miss, but not a dead. 3s, rerolling because of Azrael. Oh, that's another dead guy. 3s, rerolling because of Azrael. And 3s, those are all hits. So let's see if these 2 guys get to shoot before they die. They do. So they are, again, going to be shooting into him over there. All hits. So these are now going to be strength 8, wounding on 3s. All right. That is going to be a bunch. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 wounds at AP -4. Does he have an invul save? He does not have an invul save. So those are going to be 3 damage apiece, -1 damage. So that's going to be 2 damage apiece. So that's going to be 18 wounds. We'll come back to you with that. All right, 18 wounds. He has 6 up, ignoring wounds. Getting 3 of them, so that's 15 damage. He is dead. Does he explode? He does not. All right, so now my Reavers here are going to shoot their heavy bolt pistols into his Shadow Seer. So 3 shots hitting on 3s. All hits. Whoa. Would be wounding on 3s, but becomes wounding on 4s because of the Shadow Seer being the Shadow Seer. Getting 1 wound. Oh boy, 4 up. Oh, and he's good. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Reavers are going to charge into his Shadow Seer and into the Rangers over here. So we're going to go with the Shadow Seer first. That's not a hit. And then we've got 5 shots from the Rangers. Getting 1 hit. No wound on that one. Their charge distance is totally in. All right, so now into the fight phase. My one Reaver is going to go into his Shadow Seer, and then the other 2 guys are going to go into his Ragers over here. So we're going to go into the Shadow Seer first. These are going to be 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, 2 hits. Wounding on 4s because he's -1 to wound. Getting 1 wound. Oh, and he makes it again! And now my Reavers are the other ones are going to attack into the Rangers over there. So I've got 7 attacks because the Sergeant has 4 attacks hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 3s because they are not Harlequins. Okay, so I get 2 wounds. Makes 1 of them. All right, so now the Rangers are going to attack into me. 4 attacks. Getting 3 hits. Getting no wounds. And now the Shadow Seer is going to attack in. 3 attacks. Getting 2 hits. Getting no wounds. All right, so that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here. I killed the thing, and I have an objective, which gives me 2 points for my turn there. I also got a big game hunter kill over here. And that is it. My opponent, at this point, at the end of the turn here, because his Rangers were troop choices, are objective secured. So he controls 2 objectives, controls more. He also killed more than I did. So he gets 2 points from that. So that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 3. We will come back to you after a movement phase for the Aeldari here on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Aeldari here on turn 4. His Dire Avengers moved up over here, jumping onto the objective, looking to shoot some things in the face. His Farseer here tried to advance up this way, didn't quite get the distance he wanted, so he stayed back over here, a little bit safer over there. The 2 Ravagers moved up this way, so did the Archon, so did the Dark Reapers. These Dark Reapers moved around over that way, getting some sight over there, where his Shadow Seer and Rangers fell out of combat. His Ravager over here moved around a bit to get some line of sight onto these guys over here around the corner there.
Totally forgot to move that guy.
And he forgot to move his Warlock, which you can move it. We haven't moved past this. So he's going to advance him 1 inch there. So that is where he is going to go. So that is it for the movement phase for the Aeldari here on turn 4. We will come back to you with the Psychic phase. So starting off the Psychic phase, he is going to jinx my my Dark Shroud over here. Does not go off. And he is going to doom the Dark Shroud. Goes off with a 9. I'm going to try to deny that. Not getting it with a 7. And now he is going to Mind War into the Hellblasters here. Goes off with an 8, so D3 mortal wounds. Doing 2 mortal wounds, which kills a guy, which means he does an additional D3 mortal wounds, doing an additional 1 mortal wound. Does the guy who died get to shoot? The answer is no. All right, so now his Dark Reavers are going to start us off in the shooting phase by firing into my Dark Shroud. He's going to put everything into it. You're going to do the Strength 8 shots, so these are going to be hitting on 3s because he doesn't take the minus from there, but he doesn't get to do anything with those. And the Tempest Launcher, getting 3 shots. Strength, what is it again?
4.
Strength 4. He gets to reroll because of Doomed.
That was 3 hits.
Oh, that was 3 hits. I'm sorry. 3 hits, wounding on 5s, rerolling because of Doom. So that is 3 wounds.
-2.
AP -2. So he has a 4-up invul save because he advanced. Making all of them. Woo! All right, he is going to cast his Phantasm Grenade Launcher into my Reavers over here. So this is going to be, what is
I
it?
forgot he was still alive. I could have cast Smite.
He could have cast Smite over here, but he forgot. So here we go. This is the Phantasm Grenade Launcher, right? Hallucinogen Grenade Launcher. So this is going to be, that's a hit, right?
Roll 2d6.
Roll 2d6 now.
Exceed the leadership.
Exceed the leadership? No, it does not. So they're okay. These Dark Reapers here are going to fire into my Reavers over here. So we're going to go with the multi-shots from the other guys, hitting on 3s, getting 2 hits, wounding on 3s, no wounds. And the Tempest Launcher getting 5 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s, getting all but 1 hit, wounding on 3s. Wounding on 4s, sorry, that's 2 wounds. AP -2, so looking for 5-ups. Making 1, failing 1, but that is 1 damage. All right, so now these guys are going to shoot into here, hitting on 4s because it's -1 to hit with the whatchamacallit, Dark Shroud. So these are now Strength 4, so looking for 5s to wound. Rerolling because of Doom. All right, getting 4 wounds. AP nothing, so 4 3-ups. Failed 1 of them. His first Ravager is now going to fire into my Dark Shroud. 9 shots, hitting on 4s because he's -1 to hit, and we remembered. I should say we because my opponent was the first one to remember. These are going to be wounding on 5s, rerolling because of Doomy Doomy Doom, getting 2 wounds, AP -3, 4-up invul save because of Jink. Failed 1, made 1, so that's 2 damage, right? 2 damage. All right, this Ravager here is going to fire into my Hellblasters, -1 to hit. So hitting on 4s. All right, not great. 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That's 2 wounds. 2 4-up invul saves. Making them both. And his other Ravager is going to fire into my Hellblasters, hitting on 4s. Oh, that is much better. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. Not great. Rerolling 1 because of the Archon. So that is going to be 5 wounds in there. 5 4-up invul saves. Failing 2 of them. So that means 2 guys are dead. Do they get to fire back? Nope, they do not. All right, that is it for shooting phase. Into the assault phase, his Shadow Seer is going to charge into my Reavers over here. 1 guy is going to throw a shock grenade, getting 2 shots for that. Getting a hit, so he'd be -1 to hit. And then the other 2 will fire their heavy bolt pistols. Not getting anything to hit there. So his charge distance is totally in. All right, so into the fight phase over here. His Shadow Seer will start us off with 3 attacks, hitting on 3s because of the shock grenade. These are now Strength, 5, so wounding on 3s, getting no wounds. And now my Reavers will attack back, 10 attacks, hitting on 3s. That is real good. Wounding on 4s because of him being -1 to wound. That is pretty good. So that's 5 wounds. 4-up invul saves. No, and he finally fails, killing him. All right, so that is it for the Aeldari turn here. At the end of his turn, he did not kill anything, but he does hold an objective, and he does have the bonus holding this and mine back here. So that is it for the Aeldari turn. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 4. Movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 4. My Hellblasters moved down over here. Azrael moved around a little bit over there. My Banner guy stood still. My Dark Shroud advanced. I spent a command point on Weapons of the Dark, on Speed of the Raven, and then he didn't move past that. Then he got that, and I got my command point back for that, so I'm still at 2. And my Librarian stood still over here, and my Reavers stood still over there. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so now my Librarian is going to try Trephination onto his squad there. Does not go off with a 6. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll one of those. Okay, does not go off. Do I get my command point back? I do not, so I'm down to 1 command point. Does my opponent get one? He does! Oh no. Woo! And now I'm going to try to cast Smite onto them. D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. All right, so into the shooting phase. My speeder here is going to fire into those guys, hitting on 4s because he moved, rerolling because of Azrael. So that is going to be 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 1 wound, AP -1. 5 up, he's good. These guys back here are going to fire their heavy bolt pistols into the Rangers. Rerolling 1s because they didn't move, Grim Resolve. That is 3 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 3 wounds, AP -1. Failing all of them? What's their armor save?
5 up.
Yeah, so he fails all of them because of AP -1.
I don't know.
All right, pistol from my Librarian into his Dire Avengers. That's a hit. That is a wound. That is a save. All right, so my guys here are going to spend a command point on Weapons of the Dark Age and Supercharge, shooting into his Ravager. I am going to see if I get my command point back. I do not, which I think leaves me with 0 command points at this point. Does my opponent get 1? He does not. So they're 3 shots, hitting on 3s. All hits. Wounding on 3s. That is all wounds, AP -4, so they have a 5 up invul save. Oh, make 2 of them 3 damage. All right, Azrael's going to fire both profiles into his Ravager over here. Red is going to be the Mastercrafted Bolter. Green is this Plasma. Not going to supercharge, hitting on 3s. Both hits. Wounding on a toughness 6.
Yep.
Toughness 6, so wounding on a 3, wounding on a 5. Okay, nothing. All right, at the end of my turn, I did kill a thing, and I do hold an objective. And then at the end of the game turn, I did kill more, but my opponent holds more because I couldn't kill those guys off of there or kill him off of here. So my opponent gets that point. I don't get the bonus point because I couldn't hold the middle one there. I did get 1 more Headhunter kill by killing his Shadow Seer over there. So that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 4. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Aeldari on turn 5. All right, movement phase for the Aeldari here on turn 5. His Ravagers here moved up. His Archon advanced up to get between them still. This Ravager stood still. These Dire Avengers shuffled around a bit, and his Farseer and his Warlock moved up over this way. His Dark Reapers fell back or moved back a bit over there. These Dark Reapers stood still. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, the Warlock is going to cast Destructor onto my thing over here, onto my Dark Shroud. Goes off with an 11. I'm just going to let that one go. So it does 1 mortal wound. Farseer is going to smite into him. Going off with a 9, I'm going to try to deny that. Nope, not denying it. So D3 mortal wounds, 3 mortal wounds. He is dead. Does he explode? He does not. And he is going to Mind War into my Librarian over here. That does not go off. He's going to reroll because of his thing. Oh, that does go off with an 11. It just does D3 mortal wounds, 3 mortal wounds. He is dead. All right, his Ravager here is going to start us off in the shooting phase by shooting into the Hellblasters. Not -1 to hit anymore, so 3s to hit. All right, rerolling 1s because of the Archon. Okay, these are now going to be wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the Archon. Okay, not meant to be, so that's 2 4-up saves. 4-up invols? No, failed them both. So that is 2 dead guys. Do they get to shoot back? One of them does. He is going to fire Supercharge into this Ravager over here. Rerolling because of Azrael. All right, that's 2 hits. That is 1 wound. That is not a save, so he takes 2 damage. This Ravager is going to shoot into the last of the Hellblasters over here, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the Archon. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the Archon. Reroll them 1s. All right, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. 5 4-up saves. Come on. No, fails quite a few. Does he get to shoot back? He does. He's going to shoot into that same one there. 2 hits. 2 wounds. And they both go through. That is 4 more wounds onto him. Reroll. And the last one's going to shoot into Azrael over here. No rerolls, though. Hitting on 3s. Oh, boy. Wounding on 3s. Reroll. No rerolls. I forgot about that. So that's going to be 4 wounds. 4 up saves. Well, AP -3, right? AP -3 +1 because he's in cover. Yeah, 4 up is 4 up. Failing 3 of them, which is 2 damage apiece. Azrael is dead. This Dark Reaper squad is going to fire the multi shots into him, and then the Tempest launcher into my dude bro over here. Oh no, because he has to be within line of sight, closest and in line of sight because of the character rules. So he can't fire into here. So it's just going to be the multi shots from them into my Reavers, getting 3 hits, getting no wounds. All right, same thing over here, except the Tempest is now in range of these guys. So we've got the multi shots going first. All right, all hits. And that is 3 wounds. AP -2, so looking for 5 ups. Getting 2 of them, so 1 guy is dead. And the Tempest launcher, 2d6 shots. Getting 5 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All righty, rerolling 1s because of himself. All right, that's 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. Wounding on 4s, that is 2 wounds. AP -2. 5 ups, making 1, failing 1. All right, and that is it for the Aeldari turn here on turn 5. He killed the thing. He also controls an objective. He got a point for Headhunter. Actually got 2 points for Headhunter, so he maxed out his Headhunter. He also got... managed to kill 3 units. So we got that maxed out the... Oh no, that got 3 points for 1,000 cuts. But he also got... And old school, he got a point for Kingslayer. So that is going to be it for the Aeldari turn, and that's actually we're going to call the game because all I got left is my banner bro over here, and I've got those 2 guys back there, and it's just not enough to be able to pull it back. So it is an Aeldari victory here, a brutal game, but a ton of fun. It just goes to show you the Harlequins, like all the Aeldari, all of them, they have their own little flavors that are all brutal. Every single one of them is brutal. Just like the Primaris killing ability of the Ravagers over here, with the craziness of the Killer Clowns, and then everybody knows Dark Reapers and everything that the regular Craftworld can do. It's pretty brutal. It was a pretty brutal list. My opponent was trying to get used to using these guys because you haven't played the Harlequins or the Dark Eldar this edition, right? Let alone, right? Yeah, this edition, let alone since they had their new codexes. So he was flexing his wings to try to get it a little bit more, possibly seeing what he might want to try to do going into ATC with our team. I think I still have to go back to the drawing board on my army list. So we'll see how it goes. But it was a ton of fun and a blast, and I thank Evan for hosting me for this battle report. It was super fun. If you want to hear more about Evan, he has a podcast that he does that comes out. It comes out as often as they can. So it is Facing the Grey Tide. Where can they find you? It's at ftgtgaming.com. blogspot.com. So go check it out, ftgtgaming.blogspot.com, and they post a bunch of their podcasts there. They talk about tactics. They talk about a bunch of different things. So check it out. It's awesome. He's a great guy. It was a ton of fun, and I'm sure you will hear more about us as we get closer to July and ATC. So, I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek as always. My opponent's been Evan, and until next time, have fun.